The Russo-Japanese War, a pivotal conflict in early 20th century geopolitics, began on February 8, 1904, with the Japanese surprise attack on the Russian fleet stationed at Port Arthur, modern-day Lushuan, China. This war marked the first major military clash between a European power and an Asian nation in the modern era, signaling the rise of Japan as a formidable global power and reshaping the balance of power in East Asia. Background to the conflict. The roots of the Russo-Japanese War lay in the imperial ambitions of both Russia and Japan. Japan, having rapidly modernized following the Meiji Restoration, sought to expand its influence in East Asia, particularly over Korea and Manchuria. Russia, already a dominant power in the region, was determined to maintain its territorial and economic interests, including its control over the strategically important Port Arthur. Tensions escalated as both nations vied for dominance in the region. Diplomatic negotiations failed, with Japan insisting on a compromise that Russia rejected. In response, Japan severed diplomatic ties and prepared for war. The attack on Port Arthur. On the night of February 8, 1904, without a formal declaration of war, the Imperial Japanese Navy launched a surprise attack on the Russian fleet anchored at Port Arthur. This strategy mirrored Japan's later attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, emphasizing speed and surprise. Japanese torpedo boats inflicted significant damage on Russian warships, including the battleships Tsarevich and Retvizin. The attack demonstrated Japan's military precision and its navy's readiness to challenge a European power. The Siege of Port Arthur. Following the initial attack, the Japanese Army and Navy coordinated efforts to besiege Port Arthur. Over several months, the Japanese forces tightened their grip on the city, using innovative military tactics and enduring brutal conditions. The siege culminated in the fall of Port Arthur in January 1905, marking a decisive Japanese victory. Impact and significance. The Russo-Japanese War, particularly the Battle of Port Arthur, shattered long-held assumptions about European dominance in warfare. Japan's triumph marked the first time an Asian power decisively defeated a European nation in modern history. The war also had broader implications. Global power dynamics. Japan's victory elevated its status on the world stage and inspired anti-colonial movements across Asia. Russian instability. Russia's defeat exacerbated domestic discontent, contributing to the 1905 Russian Revolution. Modern warfare. The war showcased the use of modern technology, including machine guns, torpedoes, and trench warfare, foreshadowing tactics of World War I. Legacy. The Russo-Japanese War marked a turning point in global history, challenging Eurocentric views of power and setting the stage for Japan's continued rise. The events at Port Arthur remain a stark reminder of the impact of imperial ambition and the enduring consequences of war. This documentary-style account of the Battle of Port Arthur highlights its significance as the opening act of a conflict that reshaped the course of the 20th century.